What's up, guys? So I'm seeing a lot of newer players in Vermintide, specifically, like below level 50, and I think this is great. I love Vermintide, and so I just wanted to go over a few of the very, very basic intro things. So this video is aimed at people below level 50, very simple game mechanics, how to play Vermintide 101. So you start out and you're in. Okay, so when you level up, you're going to unlock these three things right here. This is how you get weapons to a higher tier rarity. You can put in some greens. If you had 5 greens, it wouldn't cost anything, but you see here I can spend 75 juice, or I call it juice or gems, whatever, man, and get a blue weapon. Okay, great. But anyway, even if you only have one, you could still fuse it up. So this is the best way to get your DLC weapons. Like, to roll an orange DLC weapon is pretty difficult. You're much more likely to roll a green or a blue, and then to forge it up using the gems. I don't have enough for this, but even if you just had one, say this was a volley bow, for example, a blue volley bow, you would put it in, and that's how you get an orange. This is how you unlock traits. These are red weapons. You may have seen these. Red weapons come with a default set of traits that are already maxed out. In salvage, here's how you convert things back into gems. So very straightforward. Alright, your shrine. Here you can get a weapon. This is not a very good investment of your money. That's like 4 or 5 runs to get a random chance at this one weapon. It's just not worth it. Just play the game. Complete levels, don't use this feature. It's kind of garbage. It costs way too much. You cannot get DLC weapons using this feature. It's offered. This is how you swap out traits on a weapon. So you can just click offer. See, it'll keep the old, select the new. Oh, maybe I like that better. Great. Then you have to unlock that. Every time you offer, if you select new traits, you have to unlock. So that's okay. So I've already unlocked these traits. I can offer. If I select this, I have to unlock them again. But I can do this, and you'll see that they're still unlocked. Invocate. This is how you roll, like your percentage is better, so it has to be unlocked. So wow, that's pretty good. Your red weapons, they are maxed out. You cannot change them. However, they do have a secondary, so you can offer, and the red weapons have 2 separate things. So you can pick whichever one you want. Quests and contracts. If you don't own the DLC, you can't do the quests. At least that's the way it used to be. I think that's the way it still is. Now, what I like to do, you'll notice, is I like to keep my keys stacked here, and I want to use them only at the end. Like, once I'm certain that I want a specific weapon, then I'll use the keys. I don't use them as I get them in case something better comes along, like this red. Generally speaking, when reds come on the board, you want to grab the reds in general, unless there's something that you really need, like lich bone or pot share or something like that. The reason is because you can only ever roll 1 red. Once you have rolled the red, you can never get a duplicate. It will never show up on the loot table again. That's the end. You can see the difficulties people have completed on the DLCs over there. Here's a lore book if you're into that
your next move.
type of thing. Anything that stabs in, like a flaming sword, or that cuts down, penetrates armor. So slash slash stab. Now this stab, it only hits 1 target, but it penetrates armor. What you want to do to get the most out of your DPS is slash slash block, slash slash block. So, see how this blocks? See, I'm skipping the stab, and I'm blocking for like a fraction of a second, but I'm skipping that stab. That's giving me more DPS that you can do with this weapon. It's much more DPS than this. See how that like takes a while? It takes a while. Sorry. Hit, block, hit, block, hit, block, hit, block. See, you can go faster if you do the block. Generally speaking, one-handed weapons are better than two-handed weapons in this game because they're faster, you can block more. Maybe I should point out that a few weapons are subpar. Dual daggers is one of them because, you see, this looks like a slash. It's actually a stab. So I'm hitting 1 target, 1 target, 1 target, 1 target. That's not very efficient. Generally, you want to have weapons that hit more than 1 target. Shields, anything that says shield, on charge attack, like a regrowth charge, is not a good idea. The reason is because your shield bash, it only damages 1 target, your traits will only proc on that one, and then it staggers an infinite amount of targets. Now I'm not going to get into the details, you can read up about that if you want, but generally speaking, I try to avoid traits that proc on charge for the shields. And when it comes to new player traits, go with healing. That's really your most important thing. Find a weapon that you like, that you enjoy, and then get healing on it, and that's it. Don't worry about trying to get Killing Blow, Regrowth, Perfect Balance, or whatever the most meta combination flavor of the month is. Just get healing for now, and even if it's blue, that's okay. Although do try to get orange. Oranges do more damage. And don't worry about reds. The reds are really hit and miss. Most of them are serviceable. Some of them are OP. Some of them are worthless trash. It really just depends. Nothing about them is intrinsically better, with like 2 exceptions. Don't worry about reds. Just go for oranges. Okay, so how do you get oranges? When you're thinking about what difficulty to play on, to get your oranges, Nightmare. The majority of the player base spends most of their time on Night. Because the difficulty jump from Nightmare to Kata is enormous. It's much larger than any of the other difficulty jumps in the game. Like most players, you know, they'll beat the game on Nightmare, then they load up one game in Kata at like level 15, and then they don't last 2 minutes. They die to the first 3 rats that they encounter, and then they decide they're never going to play Kata again. Once you become proficient at Nightmare, you find that Kata itself isn't actually that hard. Generally, you're going to want to stick with Nightmare. The key to getting loot in this game is you have to complete missions consistently. Play Nightmare and work your way up to full books. Full books Nightmare is kind of the bread and butter of this game. And if you want to try to collect all the reds, your best bet is to run the loot die, because those 2 extra dice are going to make an enormous difference in your probability of running a red. There's tables, you can look it up on Reddit to see what the exact percentages are and all these things. Generally speaking, those 2 loot die, they're going to make a big difference. And you want to complete maps quickly. Clear speed is more important than everything else. If you've played any other games like Path of Exile or something like that, you know that clear speed is more important than basically everything else. So it's important to clear maps quickly, efficiently, and consistently. And that's what you kind of want to run for. Generally, don't let people go alone when you're in your party, and follow the higher levels. Higher levels doesn't mean, you know, higher skill level, but it does mean that they played the game more. You know, if you're a level 30 and there's a level 400 in your game, the level 400 probably has a better idea of what's going on than you do. And let the higher levels go for the Grims first. Generally speaking, most people don't use healing until they're in gray. You really don't want to be in gray health. Gray health is really bad. The reason gray health is bad is because your healing procs don't help you, because your health is going to go down and down and down. If you have one sliver of health, as long as you're not gray, even if it's red health, you can heal all the way back up to green. But once you're in gray, you can't heal back up to red. Your health bar may heal up and it may look red, but it's actually gray and you'll actually die in 1 hit. So being in gray is really, really dangerous. You do not want to be in gray. Damage model. When the rats attack you, the rat damage scales inversely with how many rats are attacking you. So if you have 1 rat on you attacking you, it will do more damage than 2 rats, which is more damage than 3, etc. So when you have like 20 rats in front of you, getting a hit is not that big of a deal if it's only 1 hit. But if you have 1 rat, he's going to do way more damage. And so that's why you need to be careful at the end. That's why adds from behind are so dangerous. Whenever it's just 1 or 2 rats, if you take a hit, you're going to take much more damage than if you're fighting a horde and a single hit happens to slip through or something. Whenever you get hit by a rat, it stops what you're doing. So, you know, I want to do my char attack. If I get hit, it stops it. And it slows me down. So if I'm running and I get hit, I'm going to slow down, slow down, slow down. And it just leads to this death cycle where you get hit and you slow down, you slow down, you slow down, you can't move, you get stun locked, you die. That's why people die so quickly in this game. And I think part of why this game is so fun is that in any engagement, if you make a mistake, like even just 6 clan rats can kill you extremely quickly. When you're progressing through the level, the game is constantly going to calculate who the most isolated player is. And at certain points, the game is going to send a special to kill the most isolated player. So suppose that was my team and they were alive and I'm over here. The game's going to know that I am more separated than they are. They're much closer together than I am. And the game periodically will send a packmaster or an assassin specifically to come kill me. So whenever you hear a special, in general though, my first response to hearing a special is who's the most isolated player, because that's the most likely target for the special. Not all the time, but it's a good first step. Another thing is whoever calls out the special is usually the person closest to it. If Barden over there, if you hear Barden say that he hears an assassin or he hears a rattling, the rattling is most likely over here in this area. It's probably not over there closer to Kruber, because if it was, then Kruber would have said it. Gunners. Gunners turn very slow. Watch this.
I'm the gunner's target! You kill it!
Gunners turn very slow. And you can easily abuse them. Let's say we want to start kiting. Dodges. Look at this. Now, I need to build distance. Watch this. See, they were like right on top of me, but I did that, and they went around me. Now watch this. Now we're gonna come up here. See, they're right here. Now I'm gonna do this. Look at that! Look how much distance I gained. I could have healed if I needed to heal. I could have healed. I could have thrown a bomb. There's lots of stuff I could have done. Now they're right on top of me again. Oh no, they're right on top. You know, I don't have many options. My block's about to get broken. I'm gonna jump down. Now look at all this space that I just created. Now watch this. If I don't block, see, I slow down. I slow down. Things get bad very quickly. Now watch. Now see, they come at me. So watch what I'm doing here. See, I'm holding on this side, and see, they're all gonna come straight at me. See, if they all came on this side, if things got bad, I just would have went around like this, and I could have escaped. But because the rats aren't smart enough to come around behind that thing to try to surround me. Now, there is a slot system like that determines like which rat stands in the front. Generally speaking though, you're only going to be attacked by a few rats at a time. You'll notice in the last one some rats stood in the back. And see that again, they didn't come around me, they all stood in the front, and if anything went bad I could have just escaped around. Now maybe I can do this. Maybe we can, okay, so here, let's say this is too much for me, which it's not, but let's say that it was. Oh, I just did something stupid. I'll go around the side, and I can escape. Look at that rat. See that guy in the back? See those guys in the back? That's because only a few rats come at you at a time. See? So here's an example from a true solo kata run that I was doing against the ogre. So you see the ogre comes, my immediate thing is to back up to an open area, somewhere where I have room to fight him. You'll see when he pounds the ground, that's going to hurt you through your block, but when he does like the push away, that's not. It will take up your block, but you see that I don't take any damage. See, now right here you can see I want to heal, so I bait him into pushing me away, and that gives me the room to heal. Okay, our first strats. It gives you damage numbers too. So here you can see the rat winds up, attacks. Now watch this. Charge attack. See this? So when you're coming to a rat, basically you have 6 options. You have light attack, you have heavy attack, you have push, you have dodge, you have range attack. So see, you can dodge. Okay, so generally speaking, those are your 6 options, and you know, in any engagement, you want to use a combination of all of them. This weapon is an Executioner's Sword. It's a DLC weapon from the Stromdorf DLC. Generally, when in doubt, hold block. You know, if you want to open a chest, hold block, open the chest. If you need to revive someone, hold block, and then hold E to revive them. There's really not a reason to not be holding block. Alright, so here's a group. Notice, see that rat in the back? It took him a while to come to me. Rats will come straight at you, and they have like an aggro range. So, rats don't come at you until you get close enough to them. Now you hear this horn, you probably figured out that a horn means a horde. So when you're pathing through the level, you don't need to go like right next to all the rats. Like, they have an aggro range, so you don't need to go close to them. You don't need to aggro them if you don't have to. So there's, you know, for example, a lot of times you'll see rats over there, ambient trash. There's no reason to aggro those rats. You can just go around this other side. Now here's a horde. Oh my god. Well. Anyway, assassins are kind of tricky. One thing to note about assassins is when they're on your buddy, your best option is to just push it off. You don't need to kill it. You could just do the shove and push it off. One thing to know is that hordes and specials are on a timer. So that means that in regular intervals, ads from behind spawn, that's 6 clan rats. Hordes spawn, that's the horn with all the slave rats. and then specials spawn. The ogre spawns at set intervals. Every time you pass a certain interval in a map, it's going to roll the dice, and maybe an ogre is going to spawn, maybe it's not going to spawn, or maybe a patrol will spawn. Patrols only see forward. I mean, they have a little bit of peripheral vision, but not very much. For the most part, they only see forward. So, anyway, storm vermin, the real threat with storm vermin is they stop your attacks. Storm vermin by themselves are not a big threat. Clan rats by themselves are not a big threat. Storm vermin plus clan rats is a big threat. Generally, you want to try to kill the clans first. Okay, now we hear to see, look at this, see? I can't, I'm only hitting the rat in front of the storm vermin, not behind. The hook rat, you dodge sideways. The characters say things like you need to duck. That's, I think that's just, I'm not sure why that's there, it's wrong. You need to go sideways. And, you know, with practice, you'll figure out the dodge. Now, we'll talk a little bit about positioning. This is a horrible position. Why is this a horrible position? Generally speaking, if you want to talk about position, you break it down into, can you see all the rats? If you can see all the rats coming from you, you're in a decent position. Because you know what's coming, you can take action, you can shoot specials, etc. Here, rats could come from all over. Rats could crawl up from here, from here, from here, from here. There's no way I can cover all these directions at once. This is a terrible place to be. But here on the side, see my back's to cover. There's 180 degrees that they can come from, which isn't great, but it's better than 360 degrees. Come on. So just because it's lit doesn't mean that it's over, but you only have a couple seconds. You can push. See that? You can push rats with the barrel. So I can pick up the barrel, push the rats, throw it. Even though it was lit, you're able to get it. I'm gonna talk about positioning. Here, see this little ledge? If the rats, I have the bots, and the bots are just gonna kill everything. But see, if the rats are coming at me, I can jump off this ledge, and it takes them, it takes them a long time to go up and down. Watch this guy. He's probably stupid bots. I missed. Okay. Watch this. Dodge, side. See that? Now he's gonna run away, and he's gonna come back. Okay, see, now he came back. See, he was walking up. I was able to just dodge around the side. He would have walked down again. So I would have bought me a lot of time to deal with them.
In case they come from the sides.
Ranged weapon. Rats hear ranged weapon. So watch what's gonna happen. I'll shoot. They're like, oh look, see, they heard that. Their buddy died. They're coming at me. These rats, see, they're not doing anything. They're just standing still. But we're gonna get closer. See, we aggroed this because we're close, but we didn't aggro them. But now my bots start shooting, and they pulled all of them. So it's just, you know. So yeah, so these are just some very general, very basic level tips and mechanics to Vermintide for new players, mostly under level 50, to help them kind of learn the game and to give you a step up. There's lots and lots of resources in the community, on YouTube and on Reddit, but this is just kind of a very broad overview of a lot of mechanics in the game. I hope this was helpful.